Okay, everybody, welcome to tonight's book launch. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Jodie Coall. Also, I looked it up, didn't I? It was Jodie Coall. Author of the book, We Need to Talk, The Relationship Renovator, and leading coach at Breakup Brilliant. JC is no stranger to life's toughest conversations, many I've had with me on the bike, so yes. With over 27 years in coaching, wellness and relationship transformation, she has guided countless individuals meeting this room through crossroads in love, business, and self-discovery. Okay, she's not just a coach, she's an entrepreneur, an author now, and the force behind the Breakup Brilliant organisation, the More Often Breakaways retreats, and the Relationship Renovation Program. JC created these supportive platforms because she saw a gap. What's the gap? Well, did any of us go to relationship school? No. Some of us don't know how to meet people or date people. Some are great at that part, but not the rest. Like knowing how to get into relationships that work. No one was teaching us how to navigate them or even leave them well. JC became the leading coach because sometimes the bravest things you can do is walk away. JC is a relationship renovator and believes in order to have the relationships that work for us, we need to break up with the ones that don't. Okay. We either rebuild or renovate, but sometimes it's easier to knock down, to build anew and start on really solid foundations. JC's award-winning businesses, speaking arrangements, and hands-on experience make her one of the most sought-after voices in the field of emotional and relational well-being. And today, JC is here to share with us her brand new book. We Need to Talk, Breakups, Breakdowns, and Breakthroughs. There are lots of copies here. The author may even sign them for us. Oh, wow, there we go.
Choose your colour.
It isn't just a book, it's a relationship guide, a reality check, and sometimes the kick in the arse we all need. Okay, so please welcome an amazing human, my amazing friend, the relationship renovator herself, JC!
Watch the heels. Firstly, thank you for coming. It's such a great support, knowing that this thing has taken me 15 years of procrastinating / working on it. It's got a lot of stories, some mine, some are from people in this room. So if you would like to share your story and tell people who you are, it's great. And if not, also fine. I wanted to write this book because I didn't go to relationship school and I learned by doing and probably not doing very well in a lot of stuff. So this is more of a book about relationships with ourselves, with partners, with friends, how to do it, how not to do it, and hopefully if you've got anything from this book, even just one thing to take away, that's a success for me. So, without further ado, this is the very, very, very first copy of the book. The introduction says, I'm going to actually read the poem first, so just that one. I'm not very good at poetry, so. The dedication to all the boys I've loved before and those yet to come, and to the ones who've loved me and the redirections from some. To the ones I've loved who didn't love me and the ones who were just unsure. And to those of you I didn't love back, and for those I could have loved more. This book is for you. Introduction, we need to talk. You're only ever one conversation away. How to break up brilliant without the bullshit. For anyone who's ever been in love or thought they were. You're in good hands and great company. And they lived happily ever after. Our love lives are supposed to be a Disney movie, right? Maybe even a Hallmark card. You know the one, enter a bunch of soppy romance. Valentine's Day. That's why we're here. Valentine's Day. Meet someone by chance. Date, fall in love, get engaged, then married, then buy a home and have some kids, a job or a business. And a few years later we ask ourselves, how did we end up here? And more often than not, we also ask, is this it? Well, fuck the fucking fairy tale. minus the kids part, that story was exactly me. I got to the kids part, but then I started asking a lot more questions. Things like, was this that I wanted, or was this what somebody else was telling me, or the path that I should be taking? I mean, that's how we were brought up, wasn't it? Did any of us go to relationship school? Was there anyone who was teaching us more than put that in there and you'll end up with an unwanted pregnancy or an STD? That's what I got taught. There are sports coaches for sports and math coaches for maths and coaches for fitness and finance and business and careers, even coaches for coaches. But who was our coach for relationships? Who was helping and supporting us in a healthy way with our love lives, our emotional health? We look to movies, we look to celebrities, we look to our parents, our teachers and our family. And our members of the greater community and built our relationships around that, but they weren't always the best role models. And let's be frank here, trial and error was usually more error. This book is not only about my love life, but lessons and stories and heartbreaks and love and loss, but stories to many other weird and wonderful humans just like you and me. From dating dickheads and drama queens to divorce drama with P, a breakup saga with V that no longer seemed to be my entire marriage, and let's not forget the heartbreak Olympics with M. Life handed me lemons, but I wasn't about to settle for lemonade. I had a thirst for something different. So instead of reaching for the usual prescription pad and popping antidepressants like they were candy, I decided to prescribe myself an alternative. My unconventional prescription for self-discovery and healing was a solo trip to Bali and the beginning of Breakup Brilliant. So join me on this journey as I share the laughter, the tears, and the moments that made me question my sanity at times. It's a tale of resilience, a dash of craziness, and a whole lot of heart. Embarking on that solo trip to Bali became more than a geographical change, it became a journey within. And as I read, edit, and rewrite the final pages of this book, recounting my experiences and lessons learned, it's worth noting that I find myself once again in Bali, funnily enough, pretty much 5 years later, with lessons I have let you learn, apparently. In here you will find my MVP, my most valuable players, but I added in an extra one as a last-minute entry. Mark, Mikey, Vance, and Pete. A long, long time ago, my first boyfriend was the dark, curly-haired Joseph. He wore a grey Mickey Mouse t-shirt. I was 3, about to turn 5. Adolescent adventures with Greg Nagy, my first kiss at the age of 13. Our movie dates and a little gold heart ring he gave me I still have 33 years later. Still have that. I thought my husband would be my last boyfriend. I was wrong. And as I write the final pages of this book, I find myself navigating the aftermath of discovering that my partner has slept with someone else. And that's not even what hurts the most. I was completely blindsided. And now we have a broken relationship. But life, it seems, delights us when surprisingly unexpected plot twists, reminding us that collisions can be great lessons and conclusions can be unforeseen beginnings. And the rest you'll have to read. So for the rest of the evening, cupcakes. You can buy some books if you want. You can mingle. We can talk. You can chat. You can do whatever you want. And I can read some more if you wish. Yay! Book. Thank you.
Disney lied and I'm not over it.
And there you go. Yeah. Continue.
Well done, JC.
Congratulations.
contemplating a breakup or you need to reevaluate your position within a relationship, I really recommend this book for you. It came along at a great time for me. I was at the end of an 18-year relationship and needed to be able to break up nicely, and this book gave me the tools to be able to do that, and we're still friends, and although it's painful, you can get through it.
Hello, I am Joanne Rinaldi. I am JC's hockey friend, and I had the great opportunity to read her book. One, because she's a friend, and another is because, been there, done that in many shapes and forms when it comes to relationships. I got so much out of the book because, one, it's more than a coach and it's more than a guide. It's actually like listening to a friend, and her raw, her honesty and her vulnerability comes through, and that's how you connect with her throughout her stories. I had many chapters that I enjoyed. Chapters 11 and 12 were my favourites. Mastery of the Mind, her FAR, which is focus, attention and reflection. And one of my favourite other chapters was chapter 22. You can tell I read the book. And chapter 22, Mastery of the Mind. No, that was chapter 11. Chapter 22 was the opportunity to reflect on self, which is who do I think I am? And I have to say those opportunities to really look deep within ourselves as a part of the relationship really gives a holistic picture. And this is where her stories, her shared stories and herself really comes through. So congratulations, I absolutely enjoyed it. The book, I have a copy and I'm going to give that to my niece. She's 21 and she'll have a friend in the book.
So my story is in this amazing book, Let's Talk. And when I had this conversation with JC about my story, I was extremely raw. I had just broken up. I had just received the news that my life was essentially changing forever. And I think that going to look back on my story, I can only imagine how much I was hurting. And I think I've come a really, really long way. I went to climb Mount Everest and I buried my wedding ring on the top of the mountain. So I've definitely been able to, I think, heal through this journey. And even letting just the words leave my body around my story, getting that out, getting the hurt or some of the hurt out, and JC being there for me to witness that. And now I can always look back and read that pain, really. So, if my story can help you understand and know that there is another side, there is the other side of coming out of the pain, of coming out from breaking up brilliantly, which sounds it's quite a sentence actually, but yes, you can come out and break up and be brilliant through all of it, through all of the pain and through all of the hurt, and still be amazing.
So I met JC about 5 years ago, before she'd actually written her book, and I was in a single and vulnerable stage of my life. All the principles of JC's book, which I've now read, she taught me when I was in a hard place, and I guess the hard part for me was knowing when to leave. And JC taught me how to love myself and really how to learn to fill my cup. So, and for that, I'm forever grateful. Fast forward 5 years' time, where I've done so much healing and did all the things to fill my cup. Ironically, I read the book and went, oh, wow, I followed all those things that you taught me. And now I'm in a beautiful, loving relationship. I've learnt to love myself. I've learnt to do all the things that fill my cup, and I'm really happy. So I'm forever grateful, and I honestly couldn't recommend JC's book and even just coaching through her. She teaches you things, she taught me things that I will use for the rest of my life, and I honestly couldn't be more thankful. So please give yourself a gift and read the book or get JC involved in your life in whichever way you choose.